Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Business Over Breakfast. My name is Ben Barber.
Lori Chitari, good morning. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. I'm fantastic. Thank you. I like what we got going on here. We got a little bit of good versus evil.
Yeah. This is good. Yin and yang.
Yeah. So today we are talking about how to audit your content for reuse, is the way that you put it. How to repurpose content.
Getting high on your own supply.
Getting high on your own supply, as you say, at Visual Thrive. Why don't you talk about how you guys do that, how you manage that with clients, and then I'll go.
Woo. Well, I think it depends on the client, obviously, but I think that so many clients have so much content. And then it's almost, it reminds me of Facebook, where Facebook says, let's do a new version. Let's just, and then it all gets clumped on top of each other. And it just gets, you don't really know that it's integrated. And it's like, oh, we were here then, and look back a year and it looks different and visually different. So one of the things that we do in our strategy work is look at the wide range of content that a business has, and then say, okay, what are your goals? How do we organize all this content around what you really want to do? So, I mean, it takes time for a business to just look at, oh, we take photos all the time. Well, sit down, look at all those photos. Are 80% of them are going to just go to the trash. And right? Because that's the way it goes. You're just taking pictures. It's fun. And you're like, oh yeah, all right. We had a birthday party that day and it was really fun. You only need one photo from that. So just find the visuals that work. Find the emails that you've written to customers that are like, I had this idea one day. I want to do more of that. Go through your social media posts and see, like, is there something that I want to revisit? But when I say, like, look at the content that you have, it's not just repurposing the content that you've already created, but actually reorganizing it in a way that supports your forward vision. That's kind of the way we look at it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I think that that's fantastic. We repurpose content all the time. As a matter of fact, not only do we repurpose content, no content that we make serves one purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a mindset that I think can transform what you do, because when I tell people that I think that they should be everywhere all the time, so that people don't assume where you think this will hit. Put it out and see what happens, and then once you have the numbers and you have the analytics, then you can dial that in.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, like, we start with, hopefully, usually, a piece of video content. And, like, for example, I'm going to use this podcast that we're doing right now. This show that we're doing right now.
Yeah.
So I'll
try and sound smart.
All right. No, it's fine. I'm going to use this show that we're doing right now. So you and I are recording this show.
Okay.
It is going to go live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, etc. as a video show, a long form video show.
Yeah.
Then we are going to take that podcast. We are going to take that audio and turn it into a podcast, a full length podcast. And that podcast is going to go out on Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, Audible, Stitcher, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Then
and what we do,
the transcription of that, is going to go on your website as a blog
with the video
the video, etc., which is going to also help the SEO for the website and drive traffic there.
Yes.
Then we're going to, Dave, if you're listening to this, when you're looking at the transcript for this, I want you to use this as the quote from me for this show. The quote that you're looking at right now is from a video podcast that we recorded. None of our content serves one purpose. It all serves multiple purposes, which allows us to do more things than you think is possible. End of quote. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
really like
so
that.
so then that becomes that, right? So then that becomes quotes.
Yeah.
That becomes infographics. That becomes announcement memes. That becomes stories. That becomes
Mhm.
TikToks. That becomes reels.
Yeah.
You take the content of that and then you can wrap all of that up into a nice bow when you have several of it, and you can make that into an ad.
Yeah.
You can do things that bring value for people. So none of this show, instead of serving one purpose, instead of creating one piece of content where we have one thing and it goes out on Facebook and then it's done and we never think about it again, we have made 45 pieces of content out of this one 10-minute time between you and I.
Okay, ready to
Go
take
ahead.
it to the next level? And we do these shows every week. And 2 years ago, we might have had a show around something that could be very valuable to what's happening now in the goal of my business. So maybe the goal of my business is to understand social media deeper. I mean, we've talked about that at length. To go back to a show, my supply of content over here, and say, what pieces of content did we have? Did we already say? Did we already use? Oh, you know what? I can do everything Ben just said with that too, and rework it into this idea of one of our shows, what is the new normal and how does that look like? You can maneuver things around. The hard part of that as a marketing firm is, you know what, Ben, we should do something like this just to be the example, because I think I was going to say the hard part of this is we have several clients, few clients that adhere to that concept, and those clients that do this kind of work, churning, re-looking at, oh, how do I want this business to play out, and using the content that they have around that, are the ones that see the better analytics, are the ones that grow online, and in sales. And so it's easy to say, oh yeah, find that thing you wrote a year ago, but it really is almost a full day for a business owner to say, let me just look at what I have.
Yep.
And is what I have something that's going to support my business? Is it valuable to the forward movement of my business?
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
It's
one,
not easy. It's a lot of work.
it's a lot of work, but
It doesn't have to be.
it's also a lot less work than you think that it is, because it makes things a lot less overwhelming to do. One thing, and before I say this, I just want to say that context is everything when it comes to social content and repurposing content. You can take something that you said in context for the show that you're on, for the thing that you're doing, for whatever it is, and it has a certain context to it, and it makes that point. And then 2 years later, you are thinking about what you have, right? Somebody brings it up, you remember it, you have it, you keep it in a log, whatever that looks like. And all of a sudden you're like, I said that thing, or I did that thing, or I posted that thing about this 2 years ago. If I took that quote, if I took that video clip, and then under it as the copy on Instagram, I made the copy about this new thing, this new point that I'm trying to make. If I edited that video so that now it has beautiful music underneath it and a couple pictures of B-roll of other things, now it becomes a completely new piece of work. It becomes a new piece of art. It becomes a new piece of marketing. It has a new intent. It has a new context. It is completely different than the thing that you made originally. And the thing that you made originally maybe was trying to sell a pair of socks. And now, 2 years later, you're in a different spot in your business, but those same words, when taken into a different context, mean something else, evoke a different emotion, and you can do that. So there's tons of things that you can do.
Well,
Context matters about everything.
I could hear the sock shop owner saying, "Oh man, that just sounds hard." So I want to say it's pretty easy to hire someone that can do that because they are experts in doing that. And, just like you hire a lawyer, just like you hire an accountant, hire the person that's going to expand your business, that's going to let people know about what you're doing, where you are, what's going on inside those doors, and allow that to build your business too. I mean, I really believe that. I think it's short-sighted for business owners to think like, oh, well, I'm on social media and my cousin is too. And so we're always chatting. So I know how to do social media. Oh, okay.
Final point that I will make, and we should, you know what, Lori, you want to talk about doing something just to prove a point? I really like these topic-based shows.
Yeah.
For you and I, and this is the deal. This is the thing. This is what I'm gonna make Lori agree to this, and she can say no if she wants to, but I'm gonna make Lori agree to this.
Live.
If we talk about a different topic every week, if you write a blog every week, et cetera, right? You can repurpose it for little things like the micro content, the social content that we've talked about, and you can repurpose all of the little things for something really big. So here's what my suggestion is.
That I have to agree to?
You don't have to, but
okay.
I hope so. We could make an episode about a new topic about small business marketing every single week, like this. Take the transcripts of it, and in a few weeks, 1 year from now, so next April, 1 year from now, we take the transcripts from every episode that we've done.
Yeah.
And we edit them and we tweak them and we go through and we refine and we talk about that stuff. And that takes about 3 weeks. And we have a book. And we've just written a book. Did we write a book? Did we sit down and agonize about the book? We didn't do any of that. We thought about a subject. We talked about it. We recorded it. We got 45 pieces of content out of every single second that we spoke. And then we have a book and we have an actual physical product. And that is how you can do that. And you can do that if you're a lawyer.
I'm agreeing to that. Are you all right? I almost feel like, all right, let's go back a year and do it now.
Do it.
But,
So
all right. Look, coming soon to you. We're going on the road on a book tour in.
There you go. In 2023, the business law
breakfast. So here's a great thing too. All right. I know. Shoot. All right. We're going to end this. Here's the important piece for a business to understand. That is a great idea. It came up within a 10-minute conversation, 14-minute conversation. And that's a best case scenario. So if you're a business owner, sit back in your yard or on your comfy chair this weekend and envision what is your best case scenario for your business and how can you back into it in the easiest, best way possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Lori, thank you. By the way, check out Shop Local Rhode Island and go on there and you can have an online marketplace for your business like no other. It's all of the convenience of a big chain online retailer with none of the guilt.
Yeah. Ben,
keep those dollars local.
We got to show the designs maybe next time.
That's what we'll do next week. So tune in next week for the brand new designs of shoplocalrhodeisland.com. All right. Thank you, Lori.
Bye. Thank you.